Welcome to Greenville Media, broadcast live from Tommy's Plumbing Studio. Give Tommy a call for all your plumbing needs, 423-620-7522. Tonight we have Ian Bible, and we were sitting here playing with the knobs and the...
Oh, man.
That didn't come out right, did it?
No.
Well,
start today.
I want to thank everybody for tuning in. This has been Take Chat with Ian Bible. See us again next week. No, we were playing with the mixer and adjusting the knobs and dials and all that good stuff, and we noticed it was 8 o'clock, and we was like, wow.
Whoops. Yeah, we came in early to play with all the knobs. Just start twisting on them, see what happens.
Yeah, and didn't go so well.
So if it sounds funny, make sure you let call in. Give them the number.
423-972-4444.
Yep, call in and let us know how it sounds, or at least I think you can. Jack, are you on Facebook so you can chat with all of our listeners out there? We can do that. Get on there or send them a text, too. You can text them at that same number, I believe, right?
No, it's a different text number.
Different text number? Well, let's not worry about that.
588-9557. But you can send us a message on Facebook or send a message to the Greenville Media Facebook page and let us know. We're redoing the audio and, trying to give a better experience to Greenville.
All right, you had me all worried. I thought we were going to be on video today.
Yeah, I'm still working on the video.
Okay, well, don't go too fast. I mean, I got all pretty and everything.
No, you didn't.
Oh, you just got to tell on me.
But what do you want to talk about tonight, Ian?
Tonight, I don't know, I'm kind of sparse on ideas. Let's see, we were chatting earlier about RFID tags, the Internet of Things.
Hey, it would be a good thing if I pulled up the number so people could actually call in.
Yep, that might be good. Jack comes to class prepared but fails to participate. But the Internet of Things is it's a trend that's coming out now where you've heard of like vending machines or your washing machine being on the network. So instead of just anything could be on their sensors, lots of sensors trading information and things over the network. And of course, if you get on the network, then you can get on the internet and access it all kinds of ways. You've seen Craftsman's had that commercial out for the open your garage door with an app from your phone, those type things. So it's getting to be where everything's going to be on the internet or just a network in your house. So all of the thermostats, we've got that new Nest there's been some really smart thermostats come out, and that Nest one that's just come out has really been showcasing that. Home automation is going to be huge this year, I believe. It's getting easier and easier to do. But yeah, can you just imagine that your washing machine, your power meter, for your house, everything being on the internet and being able to exchange all this information, collect the information, and make you more aware of what's going on in your house as far as electric usage, how much light is getting in, how much heat is escaping, that kind of thing. I mean, you can get really fine-tune a lot of things the way they operate, the way your house operates. I mean, that sounds like a lot of fun to me. Of course, I live in a rental, but there's lots of neat stuff to do there. And then the Internet of Things, all the sensors online, meaning you can share data. Like you go to weatherunderground.com and you can see all the local weather radar stations. Like I know the nearest one to me is on Radar Sidetrack, and then there's a few more, but there's several throughout Greene County alone. So you can get crowdsourced weather, basically. Because we check the weather in Morristown, right, where the weather service is, and they might have one sensor to cover all of Greene County. And it can be snowing in South Greene up against the mountains and not be here in town, or it can be raining or hailing, or it can be a tornado in Camp Creek and not in Bayleton, right?
Yep.
We've seen all that. So it's always good to WeatherBug started off too, where you could choose which weather station you wanted to pick, but that's just because there's all these sensors that are online and available, and they're sharing their information, and so that's really cool, I think.
Now I don't really like WeatherBug. Especially when it first came out. It was more. I always thought it was how the viruses got in there.
It was. Their gadget was bad, but which just okay. Well, it brings up security flaws. Make sure you run your updates. There have been a lot of Windows updates and Java updates this week to fix some huge holes. So
I think there was 20. I did 25 updates
yesterday. Yeah, this is Wednesday, so you should have had your updates already. But getting back to WeatherBug, yeah, the original WeatherBug gadget, and when Microsoft has killed the gadgets, they basically said, quit using them because they're not secure, which is too bad because I really liked them. But yeah, it was bad. But that wasn't the point of how good the app was. But it the fact that it let you choose which weather station you wanted. Like here in Greenville, you can choose Hal Hennard, you can choose Mossheim School, you can choose there's 4 or 5 Tusculum View. So it depends. You can choose the weather station closest to you, so you can actually, unless you have. I mean, I don't know who doesn't have a thermometer on their own porch. Well, I do know my friends up north. I was shopping for when I moved into my place, and I've got a nice big porch. Of course, you want to have a thermometer on the porch, right? Who doesn't?
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why do you need a thermometer on the porch?
So when you get up in the morning and you're making your way to the bathroom, that's what I do anyways. I'll get up and I'll look out the window and see what the temperature is outside my house at that very instant.
Okay, hold on, man. Let's talk about this.
Uh-oh.
The first thing you do when you get up in the morning is look outside.
Of course. Well,
as a tech guy, the first thing you do is look outside.
Yes.
Okay. Let's skip the morning pee. Okay.
Right. That's a given. Everybody does it.
That's a given. We'll skip the morning pee.
Uh-huh.
The first thing I do is check Facebook.
Really?
I'll go on. Well, I don't check Facebook. I check my Greenville Media Facebook page.
Okay. Sometimes I handle that during the morning pee. Okay. Or, the sit down, the morning read, in the reading room in the morning. I'll sit there. I got my tablet, and the way I can get on Facebook. But on my way there, I have several but windows without coverings of any kind. The window in my bedroom, I don't have blinds or curtains. I love it. The sunlight streaming in the morning. I love that.
Where do you live so I can come watch you sleep?
I'm telling you what? No, you can't. No, it's way far. The window's not at eye level at all.
Okay,
there's woods back behind there too.
I was fixing to worry a little bit.
Wow, yeah, I love showing the neighborhood.
Yeah.
My pajamas.
This is Greenville. You're going to get somebody out there that's going to be peeping Tomming.
Well, if they want to check me out, then bless their hearts. That's all I got to say.
but we'll get back to the weather thing again. It
was the Internet of Things, okay, being more interconnected, and that was the whole point, not just the weather. We got kind of sidetracked like we do.
Well, no, the weather thing's a good thing because, I was sitting here, and I'm going to put this question up on the Facebook page tomorrow, it's going to be a kid's question, What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't want the adults to answer it. I want the kids to answer it. And, for example, is my son wants to be a locomotive, a train engineer or conductor, whichever one drives the trains.
The engineer.
And my daughter wants to be a meteorologist. She loves what Jim Cantori is her role model. Can you believe that?
Okay.
So I mean that the weather thing is she loves the weather and we've been starting in the spring. We're going to start getting our own weather things and putting outside.
Oh, okay, yeah. Get your own weather station. Put it up. Put it online. Why not?
Yeah.
Weather stations are pretty easy to get. I got a what's it called? An anemometer for my birthday a few months back. It just tells me how fast the wind's blowing and not even what direction. I wasn't sure what to do with it, but okay. So far, I can tell you that the maximum wind measured 4 inches from the peak of the roof of my house was 26.7 miles an hour.
All right, I got to ask, because if you didn't do it, there's something wrong.
What?
How hard can you blow?
This is a family show, folks. Don't worry.
No, seriously.
I didn't try that, actually. I did not.
You did not try blowing on the thing to see how hard and fast you could
Blow it
blow.
on the wind meter to see how fast. No, I didn't. No.
That would have been the first thing I tried.
Now I got to get it off the roof and try it. Now I really want to know. We'll have to have a competition. We'll post the results. I'll bring it in next time. We'll do it when you get the video going. I'll bring it in and we'll have a competition. See who blows the hardest. Okay.
Next Wednesday, do not let your kids tune in.
Are we going to be on video next Wednesday, you think?
Yes, we'll be on video.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. I got to redo my curtain back here because Ian said it was horrible looking.
Oh man, he takes everything I say so literal. But yeah, it's.
I thought it at least looked better than the beigey wall.
That is true. Anything looks better than the beige yellow wall. Yes. I don't know. Maybe if you got this. I mean, he got a cover, but it's not ironed. It hasn't, So that's the only thing.
Okay, my wife has never ironed anything for me in my life, and if I pick up an iron, I'll probably burn it.
Yeah, you probably will be in this. That's plastic too, so it won't work. But yeah. What else? Oh, we were talking about RFID tags and smart shelves, things like that, and
The government is tagging us.
Not the government. It's
Yes.
business.
No, we'll
It's
go
businesses. The government. Yeah, people have talked about RFID. Well, the point, RFID tags were not invented for the point. Well, the point is it's a
RFID, as I'll go ahead and say it, RFID is the mark of the beast.
Okay, it could be, I guess, but the real purpose of it is inventory control, and of course, you can say the government's doing.
There you go.
Inventory
Human
control
of inventory control of the humans.
It's not control, but you can't really do any control with an RFID tag.
They'll know where we're at.
That where you've been, where you're at, your travel habits, things like that.
Won't be able to run from them. Won't be able to hide from them.
Well, you know how to defeat that? Don't let them stick an RFID tag in you.
Or what if they make it mandatory?
How are they going to do that? There's no way. That would never happen.
How do they do half the stuff they do?
It's supposed to be done in Congress, but that's for a different show. We're not here to talk about things like that. But, all right, inventory in a store.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
I have to throw those little things out.
And it could be used that way, and people have already gone up and said, no. But you're getting me sidetracked again.
I'm good.
Okay, yep. Okay, like we were talking about, you got your shelves, you got your aisles of or whatever, you've got your store full of stuff, and every single item in that store's got an RFID tag.
All right, everybody, listen to this, because when he told me this before the show, it freaked me out.
Right, and so with an RFID tag and smart shelving, the shelves will know when something's been removed from it. So say you're in the shampoo, the shampoo aisle's got an awful lot. If you ever look at the sheer number of products on those shelves, I mean, it's quite daunting. But anyway, so the shelf can know, hey, this many Vidal Sassoons or whatever brand X of shampoo has been removed from these shelves. Let the person getting the restocking pallets ready, that, and then also let the distribution warehouse know, hey, we need to order this many, because they don't keep stuff in the back anymore. All of their stock is on the, is pretty much out on the floor.
What is it? It's now I had to interrupt you. It is what 2 to 3 days of stock. I mean, that's not even counting the back. That's what's on the shelves.
Yeah, usually
it's like 2 to 3 days of worth.
Yeah, because they get a truck every 2 days at least, right? And and Walmart, being the big devil that it is, that has done wonders for inventory and delivery. Supply chain efficiency has gone through the roof, and not just because of people wanting to cut out having to have a warehouse full of stuff, but like if they can't sell it in a week, they're not gonna run out. So they won't send just an entire pallet of things anymore. If the store sold 5 of these things, they'll send them 5 to replace them.
Just on time delivery or whatever they call it.
Yeah, I mean it maximizes the use of the trucks. If you don't need an entire pallet of something, so the trucks are loaded more efficiently. You only get what you need. say all of a sudden there's a recall or whatever like that, you've got less stuff that you have to send back, So it's much better as far as supply chain goes, and RFID adds on to that, makes it much easier for a company to maintain or manage, track, their inventory, where it is in the store. Did it leave the store? And instead of doing the barcode scanning at the checkout, they'll scan the RFID, and then if you walk out and you've got something on you with the RFID tag, then it can go off and let you know that they stole it, that it's been stolen, kind of thing. But
now, how big is an RFID tag?
Oh, they're very tiny. They're smaller. Like if you were to cut a Tic Tac in half. Actually, I think if you cut a Tic Tac into quarters, about quarter size of a Tic Tac. Is that scientific enough for you? Is that a standard unit of measurement? A Tic Tac.
It sums it up for me.
Yeah, how many was that? About 1/8 of an inch, quarter of an inch, not even.
So they put those in the shelves, not necessarily on all the products.
Yeah, well, every product gets one. Yeah, that's how you do it. Because every RFID tag has its own serial number.
Well, I've got to thump you on this one. Stump you, not thump you.
Okay.
Stump you on this one. Is like you go to Walmart and you can buy the individual dishes or glasses. Are you telling me one of those have an RFID chip made into them?
Maybe not into them. They could, yeah, or stuck on them. Where they've got the now they've got the anti-theft, metal tags. Have you seen those? They're stickers, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have them like that.
Okay.
Probably.
See, now that's my question. Is I'm wondering if this stuff's I know I have heard shirts and stuff like it is being made with them built into them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So can they be used? Can if you got an RFID scanner, could you? And let's just go back to my little conspiracy theory here thing for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Could you tag me with that and then know where I'm always at?
Yes, potentially. Yeah. I'm thinking more like on a shirt. It would be the RFID tag would be sewn in with the tag.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Mostly that's the way it would be, and then of course. Most companies, knowing that their customers are going to be, iffy about that, because then you could walk in, all the stuff you bought in Walmart, and then when you walk into Target could be scanning you and going, ooh, we know that you bought all this stuff at Walmart, so we're going to send you coupons for the stuff that, we know that you already bought there, coupons for the stuff in our store, right? So it just makes the deviousness of marketing even more well, I don't know about devious, but it makes it even more ridiculous.
Now the RFID tags are they flat, or are they like a you said the size of them, but what about the width of them?
Crud, they're very thin.
So we wouldn't.
Not like the graphite in your pencil.
So we could be covered in tags right now.
No. They're not quite. Here, let me look it up. Let me see if I can actually get what the. Okay, one of them here. Okay, here's one that's got a flat. Okay, a little bit about the size of a grain of rice. Looks like.
So every piece of our clothing could have that in it.
No, you could be able to, just the same as you could find a grain of rice if it was in your shirt. You could find this RFID tag. And the thing is, too, they got to be close enough.
Well, hold on a minute. Good thing we ain't on video.
Yes, because, oh, man.
Like here. Now, I'm not stripping or nothing, folks, but in the collars of your shirts, where the little...
Where the hem is,
yeah. The hem is. I bet you could put one there and nobody
but you feel it. It's not squishy. It's going to be a rigid device, just like a grain of salt. Not salt, rice. About like that, yeah, like a long grain of rice, single one. So they're not tiny. I'm sure they can get tinier, and they've got the flat ones. But those are but since they're flat, they need to be spread out. So it's about 1.5 inch sticker for those ones, the flat ones. But it's inventory management, and I was trying to say, I'm pretty sure that any retailers that use them, they're going to say, hey, we've got them on there, because if they don't, they're going to be outed that it's going on, and it would be a huge. Guess what? Target, the evil Target. They're tracking you. They've got RFID tags and all their stuff, and they didn't say so. So of course, companies are going to combat that. Be like, hey, we use RFID for our inventory management. Here's where the tag is. Remove after buying. Because they're not really worth much. And the thing is all the RFID tag is a serial number that you can scan with a radio device when you get reasonably close to it. Okay, this is different than NFC, near field communication, like you've seen advertised for a lot of these new phones.
So you're telling me they couldn't scan an RFID tag from space?
Not right now.
Well, that eased my worries a little bit.
Yeah, we're talking about very, very localized. I mean, not even it wouldn't reach. You can probably reach further with your hand than the signal goes. Okay, so yeah, I mean, you just get close to the thing, just like. Okay, well, no, I was about to make an analogy similar to the guy, the meter reader, the water meter, or the electric meter reader. Now he just drives around with a truck with an antenna on it. Similar, but smaller scale inside of a store.
See, now let's get to that. I don't even know why the point they're even driving around. Couldn't they be able to send all that information back to the office through the line somehow?
Yeah, if they have the proper meter installed in every single meter. And those things are expensive. And so they've already put in a lot of money into their RF meters and already cut down on the number of people they need to pay to go around reading meters, right? From dozens to 1 or 2, right?
Yeah.
And just give them a truck and let them drive around. And so it's up to the meter to be able to have that capability, first off. And then the wires the power wires are probably how it would come back through, or the phone lines or whatever. That infrastructure needs to be in place also. But
so we still have about 5 to 10 more years before the government fully takes over?
No, because now with the reason I'm so excited about the Internet of Things and is because getting on the internet without wires is so easy now. It's so much easier.
All right, let's stop it right there, and we'll take a short break, and then we'll get back to this, because I am a big fan of wireless. Mm-hmm. Don't forget our friends at Realty Executives, East Tennessee, Reggie Jones. Give them a call for all your house hunting needs. If you're looking to buy, sell, or trade, give Reggie a call. 423-639-3465. Check out their website, greenville-homes.com. All right, folks, we're back. Give us a call at 423-972-4444 and get into either my crazy conspiracy questions or Ian's tech chat, and we kind of throw it together, and I enjoy it.
Or if you have your own question that's completely unrelated, we can handle that too. I think anybody that's listened now for a while knows that we don't have a script, and even if we did,
we wouldn't follow it.
We couldn't follow it. Yeah.
Yeah, we don't go by scripts, and I tell you, if we planned a script and even practiced and did shows beforehand, within 5 minutes that script would be on the other side of the room.
Yep, see something shiny and be gone. That's like already. Let's see what we were talking about just before the break. That was 30 seconds ago.
The RFID.
RFID. Yep. And then
now we're going to discuss wireless.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to get on wireless. Yes, it's so easy because of wireless. Like the 4G network is amazing. Just the amount of bandwidth that you can have on 4G is so useful. I mean, 25, 35, 40. I've seen 45 megabit on my phone. Internet connection on my phone. 45 down and like 15 up, which is phenomenal.
Now, why is the up always lower?
Because it's not asynchronous. To save bandwidth, the downlink pipe is bigger than the uplink. And usually, unless you're hosting stuff like you're about to be, hosting your own video, streaming your own video up, that's where the up number is important. But making it asynchronous the same amount down as it is up is much more complicated and much more expensive as far as equipment and everything. We're talking really expensive equipment.
The majority and I guess I see where you come from, the majority of the world downloads instead of
mostly downloads. And you need to have some, because every time, every few packets that come down, there's an acknowledgement packet. So it says, here I'm getting, have you got it? Yes, is the reply. I'm getting, have you got it? Yes, is the reply. Your send ACK packets, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
Okay. All right. I was trying to stump Jack. But
I mean, the terminology I don't get, but I know what you're saying.
Okay.
Synchronizing
the acknowledgement.
What was that? Mars Attacks. Those Martians was doing that. I was trying to figure out where I heard that before.
Movie.
That was.
It was a very terrible movie. But, okay, so now that RF, being such high bandwidth wireless internet is available, I mean, I've seen there's a major national retailer, their backup internet connection is 4G. So if the landline was to go down, they could still, get back, because it's so important to be able to get back to, the corporate servers to update your inventory and all kinds of things, your payroll, everything. It's all synchronized. There's no central silo anywhere of information, and it used to, it would get synchronized at a certain time. Now it's all live because we have so much bandwidth available. But because it's all RF, and because 4G radios are so small, I mean, even 3G radios are pretty useful. If all you're doing is, if you're just a wind sensor or a weather station sitting there saying, hey, the wind is this fast, is this velocity from this direction, here's the temperature, here's the dew point, that doesn't take up very much data.
Now that's a good question I want to ask you is how, and it may seem like a stupid question, okay, but how does that sensor know left from right? I mean, it
doesn't. All it knows is what direction it's actually pointing, and then when you install your weather vane, for example, it'll say, make sure that this end is pointed north. And then,
okay, there we go.
Right, and so the sensor itself, since it's circular, it has a 0 position and then a 360 position, right?
Yeah.
All the way around, so it knows, okay, assuming that the user, being you, pointed me north, and if I'm pointed, if I'm reading on the dial 90, then I'm pointing
east. Wait. Yeah,
south.
East. Huh? Wait.
South.
No. 90 is east.
180
would be south.
Oh, right. Yes, you're right. 90 degrees. Yeah. Okay, I was thinking 45-degree angle.
I need a ding, 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 or something. You go ahead and talk.
There we go. Okay, there we go.
Ding, ding,
I
ding.
got you. Okay. But yeah, that's how it was. But so, simple sensors that have tiny amounts of data, just temperature, heading, flow rate for water pipes, things like that. I mean, that's very, very minuscule amounts of data. And so, just having a tiny 3G radio, which are really easy to get and integrate into your projects if you're making stuff out there. The Arduino development package, I just got one of those for Christmas. I'm really excited about that. Can't wait till I have time to be able to play with it and figure out what I'm going to build with it. But yeah, you can. Jack's over here mashing buttons, folks.
I was trying to find a ding, ding, ding.
Scared the life out of both of us.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh, that's the aliens are coming picture or sound, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
What were you talking about?
Internet of Things, Wi-Fi, 3G, minuscule amounts of data. Yeah, it's about as far as I've gotten with that. But see, you getting hung up on the conspiracy side part of it, and I know that's the way you think. And I used to love watching X-Files.
I always hated X-Files.
Well, how could you be of your mindset and hated X-Files?
I hated X-Files. I don't know what it was.
It's I can understand that, actually. It was pretty much a cookie cutter show. I think it was the cinematography.
Like the first season was awesome, but after that it sucked.
Okay, I liked it. The conspiracy, the truth is out there, and all that stuff. But I mean, you can sit and think yourself into anything, really.
I'm more of an Alex Jones person who we play on the stream here, and like Coast to Coast AM with George Norrie, and the Jesse Ventura Conspiracy Theories. Have you ever watched Jesse Ventura Conspiracy Theories?
You're talking about the governor?
Yes, the governor.
The governor?
The governor.
No.
The governor, yeah. On True TV.
What? Oh, he has his own show.
He has his own show called
Conspiracy Theories.
Conspiracy Theories.
Boy, he's come a long way, hasn't he?
Oh, I'd vote for him.
Well, when he was running for governor, he had a lifted limo. It was jacked up. It had some 35s on it.
If you haven't watched the show, I really feel bad talking about it, but I think he's developing like Parkinson's or something because he's always shaking. And I don't mean it in a bad way. I mean I'm actually worried for the man because I like him, but he does an awesome show. If you ever get a chance to watch it.
Oh, I know if you go on YouTube and look up Jesse Ventura, I mean he rips open a lot of people, for their silly political views, and I think that's pretty awesome the way he does it because nobody, he just blasts them with facts, and that's refreshing.
But the reason I bring that up is for this right here. And George Norrie has it, and I will look it up. They're coming out with like new networks of TV, but it's not TV anymore. It's internet shows.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And if you want,
Netflix started doing that. They trying to be their own content instead of just content deliverers. They're actually making their own content, and so they're doing it to try and. I mean, just for the same reason that NBC has shows like The Office and things like that. You can't find that on CBS. So it's just the way that they differentiate their product from others. And if the only way that you can get a Netflix show is by subscribing to Netflix, then that's their motivation for that. But I mean, it's great because I don't know if it's great. I mean, some of the stuff that's come out has been decent. I can't think of the names of them right now because they're all online and I just click on them. But
yeah, I can't find the actual network, but it's
all internet stuff.
Yeah.
Yep. Like the Twit.tv stuff I showed you, the Revision 3. But yeah.
And Hulu's coming out with their own new show.
Yep.
Have you now?
YouTube has them too.
Have I told you about the Cybergeddon videos that Yahoo came out with?
No.
In partnership with Norton.
Cybergeddon, huh?
Look it up when you get. There's nine shows right now. It's called Cybergeddon.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's brought to you by, and it's Cimatech, not Norton, and it's a whole 9 series.
Oh, Symantec. Yeah, Symantec is Norton.
Yeah.
Oh, they're using my logo. Sons of guns. Okay, interesting.
And there's some's 5 to 15 minute long shows, and they're coming out with individual chapters, and they just did a whole chapter this season. They call them chapters instead of seasons.
Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. So there's 2. Okay, I see. Interesting. Huh. Maybe give me something to watch when I get back.
Yeah. I loved every one of them.
Okay.
And that chick's hot.
That doesn't have any reason why you really loved them, I guess, then, huh?
No.
And what were the shows?
The technology in that show was amazing.
Okay. There's no escape button. I like that. That's no ESC. That's funny.
Yeah. And if anybody gets a chance, get on Google or Yahoo or whatever, type in Cybergeddon, like Armageddon, and check out the series. It's a nice little show. It's something different that's not brought to you by mainstream media.
Yep. Also means it's not packed full of commercials.
Yeah, just like Greenville Media. We're not mainstream media,
Nope. So, all local, right?
All local.
I ate local today. I went to Central Park, got me some dinner on the way over.
I'm trying to think. I have a bad memory here. Let me think here.
Careful. You got a noise for that?
Let's see.
No, don't do it.
Let's play one.
Jack's thinking noise. Watch out. All right, make it stop. That's enough.
I still did not think of it. I cannot think of the guy who owns that. What is his name?
McAfee?
No.
Who owns what?
Central Park.
Oh, shoot. It's not the Everetts anymore.
It's not? That's what I was thinking.
Nope, they sold it. I met the fella, but I don't. No, yeah, the Everetts have Sweet CC's in the Commons now.
Yeah, now that's local people who's. They used to own Crystals. When I was 15, I started working there, and The only reason I got the job was because I brought a resume at 15 years old.
A resume for a cooking job?
Yep.
Fast food?
Yep. I just had a class in school teaching, to get a job, resume. I was 15 and I needed a part-time job, and because I bought my brand new Tandy 486 I told you about.
Yep.
I could no longer play football because I busted up my knee. And I went to Radio Shack when it was over in Eastgate. Paid $1,500 for it, for a Tandy 486 with 4 megabytes. And I had to get a job to pay for it.
Well, yeah, they ain't free.
And so I went up to Crystal's and took a resume and got the job.
Nice, well done. I see your cooking career is taking you far.
Yeah, I cooked before I came in tonight, and I cooked homemade spaghetti with Texas toast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now you're making me hungry again.
Well,
I already ate.
I tell you what, on Friday nights with Jane Charles, the food show, Food Bites, she has been teaching me a lot about cooking.
Yeah. No, I've been listening. I've been trying to listen to the different shows. Yeah. We're working on that too. We've been talking about a couple hours before the show. Me and Jack were working.
Yeah, and we had a meeting here and we discussed a lot of things.
Make it easier for different formats. Download it yourself, subscribe to it, have it on your own podcatcher, things like that. Things are coming. We're working on them. We're getting them going.
Yeah.
Baby steps. Anybody can run, but...
And I got to throw it out. If you would like to advertise on Greenville Media, feel free to call me day or night, 423-588-9557. I'll be more than happy to come to you and talk to you, and you can become part of the family. Like Roadie Executives and Tommy's Plumbing, I don't consider them advertisers. I consider them part of the Greenville Media family.
Yeah. I mean, I've been to several different, it's over the summer, the Tennessee Small Business Association, they had that conference at NPAC, and one of the headline speaker they had come in there and talk. The way he talked about it was when the local businesses get together to work towards a common goal, which is to increase business, in XY area, whatever, it works. He told a story of a certain town that he'd worked with where it was such a small town and they had shrunk so much that Walmart left town. And through the downtown businesses, the business owners getting together, working together, meaning finding ways that they could team up and get the word out about their town, they were able to generate more revenue, sales tax revenue anyways, as far as the city was concerned, they were able to more than replace the lost sales tax revenue from losing their Walmart.
Speaking of local business, and this is something that I'll need to ask Robbie Britton Monday morning, is if you want to tell everybody about that, is Chocolate Cafe. What is it? 7:30 to 9:30 every Monday. I went there this week for my first visit and had a ball.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, it's 7 in the morning to 9 in the morning, I believe. Monday mornings. It's the Greenville Small Business Network, and we just get it. We meet up in there, come in, get coffee, breakfast, whatever, and we just sit and chat. And it's not so much. It's not like a swap and shop type environment. We just sit down and talk to each other, small business owner to small business owner, about marketing, advertising ideas, just doing a brainstorming together. This is what worked for me, or here I tried this, or I read about this. Because we're all in this together, as far as as a community. If we can maximize what we have, then we could replace Walmart. And that's what I want. I want to get Walmart out of here. I hate that store.
I'm at the point where I'll go to Kmart and pay more, just for the simple fact.
It's not that much more.
I mean, even just so the simple fact I don't have to drive all the way up there on the bypass, and I don't have to go through hordes of people.
Yep, everybody. Yep, the traffic going just driving towards that half of the town
gives me a headache.
Is ridiculous. I mean, but it's just because everything's down there too, and then there's several different reasons for it. But yeah, I'll go to Kmart. Yeah, no problem.
Like this week, I went to Kmart Monday after I left the meeting. Actually, I went to Kmart and then walked right over to the Radio Shack and bought me a USB extension cord.
Yeah, and I know when you go into Radio Shack, they'll have somebody come up to you as you come in the door. What can we help you find today?
Anthony, you got to throw a shout out to Anthony there at Radio Shack.
He's real good. Yep. What do you got, Anthony? I need this. Okay, we got it over here right away. You don't even have to go looking for it. I mean, that's what I really can't stand about Walmart is going in there and then trying to find what I'm looking for, and then being disappointed when they ain't got it. I'm like, in a store this big, you ain't got something, this specific thing I'm looking for, and but of course they are open 24 hours. There's an advantage there, but what list at this particular headline speaker, I can't remember his name, but what it was raising awareness of what's available by your local business, because a lot of the local business owners, they're like, oh, well, everybody. The guy went into his store and he's like, well, what is it you guys do here? And he's like, well, everybody knows that we do such and such, such and such, and that's the number one folly, according to that fellow. Is like, no, maybe not everybody knows. I mean, there's been a lot of people move to the Greene County, this East Tennessee area. I think you've noticed, a lot of people coming to retire, or they came, it was beautiful, they stayed. Lots of stories like that. And so not everybody has been here their entire life. And so, or they might have forgotten. So that's the important thing. And so how do you distinguish, what your products are from other products? And then, of course, pushing local. I mean, that's always good.
No, we'll get back to local, and we'll talk about the Chocolate Cafe. They're not a sponsor of the show, but
no.
But that does not matter. I mean, of course, I would like to make money. We'll throw that out there. I created Greenville Media to make money. I mean, there's no way around that. But I also created it to connect the community, which is our new slogan, connecting the community. And I enjoyed the Chocolate Cafe, being able to sit right there in a comfortable atmosphere and just watch, as you said earlier, watch the town come alive.
Yeah, in the morning, downtown Greenville, right there in the corner of Depot and Main Streets, and we could see across there. We could see the hot dog man setting up. We could see people coming in and out of court. We could see people coming up and down Depot Street.
And I'll go ahead and throw it out there. We've seen the devil himself.
Oh, the parking Nazi.
Yeah, the parking Nazi. Yeah. Put chalk on my freaking tire.
You did get a bit of hell about that. Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't like the man. I don't like nobody touching my stuff,
Yeah. That's
and the man touched my stuff.
Vandalized your tire.
I'm telling you. How would he like it if somebody put chalk across his face?
Easy now, easy. I know. Yeah, he's been putting them on the treads lately, I've noticed too. But no, I mean it's not. It's just a small business breakfast, meet and greet, talk, chat, get your day started.
I went off loop there for a minute.
Yeah, you did. Yep. So I remembered the.
Let's get back to Chocolate Cafe. It was awesome. Just a comfortable atmosphere. If you haven't tried it yet, like I said, they're not a sponsor of Greenville Media, but I still want to help local business. If you haven't tried it yet, go try it. If you want to, if you're a small business owner, show up next Monday morning. I'll be there. And I need to ask Chocolate Cafe and Robbie, maybe we could do a live broadcast from there one morning.
Yeah, we could probably do that. I don't see why not. I don't know if there's no internet there. They don't have their own internet. I know that. So we'd have to get through that hurdle, but that's about it. Yeah, I like it. I love sitting there, and there's always somebody new comes in.
You got a 4G connection I could run off, couldn't you?
That's true, but that'd mean I have to be there at 7. I don't usually get there till 8.
Yeah, well, we're just going to have to get up.
Just suck it up and come. I know Jack said, he's like, I'm not a morning person. I was like, well, just suck it up and come on down. And
I did.
I'm glad you were there. I mean, it's a great way to start off your week. A lot of people, they groan about Mondays. Me, I'm like, all right, let's get back to going. It's a great way to get started, get your creative juices flowing at the beginning of the week, as far as business-wise and ideas-wise, because, there's nothing worse than getting siloed. And I know I had the problem, too. I've been so busy that I have, that I get kind of siloed, and I just need to get out and be able to talk, to my peers about different things, and that's a nice thing to do. It's always good to get out and meet new people.
Well, speaking of local business, tell everybody about your business.
Well, my local business is Greenville IT Services. I do mobile, business, and residential computer work, network work. It's Greenville IT. IT standing for Information Technology. So if it's technology that you use to consume information, meaning pictures, video, the web, your own documents, your own files, things like that, anything you use to store it, process it, view it, save it, back it up, everything. The network, the machines, the tablets, the phones.
It's just not computers, is it?
No, it's not just computers. Yeah, the computers are usually the last thing in the chain of what I
mean,
sell.
because I'll be the first to admit it. Not now, but used to think of information technology. The first thing that popped in my head was a computer.
Well, of course, yeah, because, but the thing is now that the computer by itself, there's back when Windows 98. Remember when I set up my first network. Just by networking two computers together, by putting a computer on the network, you increase its productivity by 50%, as opposed to it just sitting there, no internet connection at all to anything. So the network, the servers that store what you access over the network or serve up the applications that you use to do work in your business, the network, if it needs to be built, expanded, troubleshooted, your wireless, make sure, extend it, secure it, make sure that you've got enough bandwidth there. There's a lot of different, it's a system. It's no longer just the computer and how fast it runs. It's how fast is your network, how fast is your internet connection, how fast are your servers, are they running at peak? Because it's just like a chain. The weakest link in the chain will take it all down. And then most of the time in IT, the weakest link in the chain, will slow everything down, and so, or be a security risk. So I mean, I take care of all that.
Well, and speaking of Greenville IT, we was talking about my website tonight, and this weekend will be a major change of my website.
Yeah.
I will be in here this weekend working and changing the website, so you may or may not be able to listen to any of the shows this weekend, so,
No, you will.
Well, I mean, while I'm uploading, upgrading, downgrading, throwing things away, putting things in, and...
Oh, you've seen it. You hit the publish button and it's done. It's up.
So I'll be working on that this weekend, and then I'll have all the shows we've all done, all the shows up and doing, and making it more easy, friendly navigation.
Mm-hmm.
I've already got some ideas in my head about doing some things.
Yep, web design, it's a tough thing. I mean, that's why I pay a guy to do it. I mean, it's user interface design and web pages. I mean, I was telling, I've told you several times. I mean, most people.
I'm going to interrupt you here. Now, tell me that F word again. Don't worry, folks. This is a kid-friendly show. What was it? The favicon.
Favicon.
Okay, now and now this tickles me. Now this does. When you're at greenvillemedia.com now, instead of seeing one of those blank little sheets on the page up there on your
next to the web page title in the tab,
you will now see Greenville Media's logo there. Thanks to Ian Bible.
It's the little details sometimes that make it.
That tickled me. I will admit.
Yeah, I mean it's tough to know. I mean, I know we were talking to Jack, and Jack's done all this work on his own, and bravo to him too for coming this far. I mean, I just in the month and a half I've been here, you've come a long way. So it's been fun, hasn't it? Learning all this stuff.
I love it.
I know, like I was listening to one of our older shows, and when you'd just gotten the soundboard, I mean, that was a hectic week, and I remember you calling me up, and I spent a few hours with you on the phone working things out, and when you're like, man, this, and you were grumbling, but now, after the work's done and all this stuff.
Yeah, and you keep telling me to read the manual, but then I don't have the experiences I had. And I know time is money, and I know I spent 10 times longer than I should have on getting the audio better. I'm not saying it's perfect now, but it's 10 times better than what it was, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I could have read the manual, I could have had somebody do it for me. But even though at the time I was pulling my hair out and, thinking about using a knife and tearing down the wall, But now that I look back, I'm glad I had the experience because I had never messed with a mixer or mics or headsets, I had a computer headset, but, I never messed with this stuff, and I'm no expert, but I know now more than I did.
Yeah. So a self-imposed trial by fire, then, is that...
Yeah. Oh, I love it,
Yeah, the hard way.
Yeah. Everything I do, I don't read a manual.
I always love, reading the manual because you'll learn things. It's even after I'm like you, usually, pull it out, let's go, and get it done. And usually when I get a new toy, that's what I'll do. I'll try to play with the thing and figure it out. But then I'll read the manual later and be like, oh, I didn't know it did this, or it did this, when we were playing with the knobs before the show, you were, hey, listen to this. When I turn this knob all the way up, this is what it does. I'm like, well, maybe if we had the manual, you'd know what that knob really does.
Well, the manual's in the side room there.
It's in the other room, right?
It's in the other room.
I have all my manuals downloaded in PDF and stored in my Dropbox. I can get to them from anywhere.
Yeah, I might read it, but there is a slight interference that I need to work on.
Yeah, just a little bit of noise, but we're working on that.
And not to take away from the tech show, but it could be the ghost.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, that's right. You told me this place is haunted. You've heard.
There's been people in here with me late at night. I've been in late night meetings or, just goofing off, and there's been people in here with me, and they will just look at me. I'm like, don't worry about it, And we'll go to talking on something else, and they'll just look at me again. I'm like, calm down, it's all right. And I know what they're doing, I know what they're doing. And then they'll just like, I can't handle it anymore, I'm like, the ghost will not bother you. They will sit there, and it's usually after 10 o'clock when you hear them.
The ghost will? Oh, okay. The way you were telling the story, it seemed like you're sitting next to a ghost.
No.
And they just look at you.
Yeah, no. The people in here with me will look
I have heard that, actually. We were in here late one night and leaving, we left and the alarm was on because everybody had left and they didn't know we were still in here. But even when you were fixing the alarm, it sounded to me like somebody was upstairs.
Yeah, you will hear kids playing and running and clapping and yelling. And there's a guy in my side room. He will pace back and forth in my little side room right there.
Oh, wow. I wonder what this room originally was.
It was a classroom.
Oh, was it? But then it's been split up.
Yeah.
Well, that particular, because that's an original hallway or storage area, isn't it? Mm-hmm. You can look, going through the building, you can see what's been added on and what's been changed. And, like, this wall behind us has been changed. But, yeah, that's... Ooh. You ever been out to, I know we're going off the tech show, but, that happens, the railroad bridge?
Yeah, out Cherokee Wood Products.
No, the one out towards West Green, the railroad bridge.
No. I thought you was talking about the one where you stop on the railroad tracks and the people push you.
No. Just the one that you drive. It's the Stone Bridge, and golly, the name of the road. It's out. It's towards West Green. You go back down Hal Hennard Road and take a right instead of a left.
I've took pictures of that. I've got
it's
it on
the railroad
the
bridge right next to the road. But you go to that thing at night when you got a full moon.
Yeah.
And or
I was there.
There's no moon.
We was there a couple months ago.
And you pull up next to that sucker. Turn off at night. Turn off your lights. Turn your car off, and just look into the water. And that gets me every time. I don't last very long.
Yeah. Me and a bunch of friends were there a couple months ago, and I took a picture of it in the daytime and uploaded it to the Facebook page.
Yeah, that's I think that bridge is on the historic register, register of historic things, because there's no mortar holding those stones together. And that bridge has been there for ages and ages, and they can't figure out they can't figure out why such an intricate bridge was built out in the middle of what was really nowhere back then. It's still out in the country around here, but now, but yeah, that's because what's the story that either a soldier in the Civil War was hung from the bridge, and if you look in the water, in the full moon reflection, you'll see his body swinging, or either, depending on who's telling the story, it was either a Confederate or a Union soldier.
Well, I can throw the ghost stories into a tech chat. So what we need to do one night is stay over here one night, spend the night, and do some EVP recordings.
Okay. Well, maybe in October we can do that. We'll do a haunted Crescent School show.
Yeah.
On Halloween. How about that?
Yeah, sounds good.
Of course, that's a few months from now.
Yeah. No, it'll be here in no time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's only January. It's the first week of January still, isn't it?
No,
we're in the second week of January.
Second week.
It's just, I'd say, it's already flying by.
Yeah.
2013 is going to be a good year.
Yeah.
I like 13, that number.
I don't.
Why? It's a number.
Cause it ticks me off. Because, you go to, and I don't think they do it anymore, but, I don't really go to any highfalutin places anymore, but, like, they used to not have a 13th floor.
Right, yeah.
Do they still do that in these big cities?
Yeah, it depends on who owns the building. Because that's up to the builder, who they say, hey, no, skip floor 13. Or sometimes they'll build it, but just completely skip it, and you can't get to it. Or they just won't number it.
And see, it's still 13 whether they number it.
But see,
14.
Numbers are a human invention. Okay, and so therefore the fear of the number or whatever unlucky stuff like attached to that number is also a human invention, right? So, I mean, if I want to be superstitious about something, I'm going to be superstitious about something in the mountains, something that God made, or something that's natural, a big rock outcropping or something like that. That usually gets me more than a number. And if you're going to allow yourself to be afraid or intimidated by a number that was completely made up, go for it. But of course, I get like the Native American stories and stuff like that. Those always got to be better than just being afraid of a number. I've got good experience with the numbers, so
I tell you what, let's combine my conspiracy nut craziness and your tech chat, which we do anyways.
Yeah, we always do.
But let's actually plan it, okay? And let's talk next week. Let's me and you both do some digging on like not NATO, but what is it, NORAD and stuff like that, and discuss government military technology that we think they might have. Because I would really love to have a discussion about the underground part of Denver Airport.
Okay. Yeah, you always do seem to bring up, the government's this so far ahead of us as far as technology. And I was thinking about that the other day, and I said no. Well, I think I said, in our last week's show, you asked me what, 110, 100, and 1,000 years. And then you said, of course, the government's 30 years. And I said, maybe not. But I take that back. Because just as far as raw research goes, nobody funds as much as the government does. I mean, NASA, if Congress, NASA's budget every year is what it costs to run an aircraft carrier group for one day. Okay, the entire group, so all the planes, all the ships, and everything. But for one day, and we've got 14 of those groups, by the way. Last I checked, it might have gone down. The Enterprise, they retired the Enterprise, so maybe not as many, but still. Okay, and that's times 365 days a year. NASA's budget is for the entire year is what it takes to run one of those for one day. And the amount of R&D that comes out of NASA is just ridiculous. Somebody did a study, and I don't have the reference for it in front of me, but the Apollo missions, every dollar that the U.S. invested into that program resulted in $16 coming back to the economy. So we got to think about things like that when we're starting to worry about all this, the fiscal responsibility stuff. There are certain things that are an investment. They're not just money going away.
Well, we'll plan something and do it on next week's show. I want to thank everybody for tuning in with Tech Chat with Ian Bible. And don't forget, tomorrow, folks, we will be live at the Hyperion Bar and Grill with the Overtime Show. Are you going?
I'll try. I'll do my best.
We'll be there live. We usually get there between 6 and 6:15 to set up, and we do the show live at 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock. So everybody come out and join us at the Hyperion, and I want to thank Tommy's Plumbing for being the sponsor of our studio, 423-620-7522. Bye, everybody.